Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to Return to Bloodborne. In the last episode, we were exploring the abandoned, well, slightly abandoned Upper Cathedral ward. There's a scurrying beast here, but honestly, not massively worried. God, I hate these things. I'm getting Demon Souls flashbacks. I was streaming it over the weekend, and those assholes in the Tower of Latria kept getting me with that stun attack. I'll use two. Did it just... I swear I was sucked into that grab. And now I'm getting my brain sucked out. I hate this enemy. Luckily, they don't show up in many other places. And I'm very happy about that. Okay, I thought I was another grab. Thank you. Most satisfying backstab ever. Just rip its insides out. Alright. Well, this is costing me a lot of blood vials. So yeah, there's a scurrying beast here. But there's also the Cosmic Eye Watcher badge, which will allow us to buy some of the the choir's shit, basically. The eye signifies the very cosmos. The choir stumbled upon an epiphany, very suddenly and quite by accident. Here we stand, feet planted in the earth, but might the cosmos be very near us, only just above our heads? Honestly, I have no idea what that means. I think what it could probably mean, is that on the Great Ones, I don't think they're talking about the cosmos like literally space, but I think more like the dimension of the Great Ones. I think what they're trying to say is that, they exist in a dimension that's kind of near us. Instead of, well, I don't know. But it also really relates to, once again, eyes inside your head, just like the Bergenworth thing, with Master Willem. This is the part of the lore that gets a little bit confusing, and probably the part that is not entirely cleared up either. There are some parts that are still left up to interpretation, of course. But what we do know for a fact is that the choir was running experiments and other things up here. Which we'll see in a little bit. Cool. Orphanage key. Now this is important. The orphanage, shadowed by the Grand Cathedral, was a place of scholarship and experimentation where young orphans became potent, unseen thinkers for the Healing Church. The choir that would later split the Healing Church was a creation of the orphanage. So yeah, obviously the split in the Healing Church it's a split with Yargul and just the main Healing Church. There's this corpse here that has this unique gesture called Make Contact. And this is how you make contact with the Great Ones. You can use it in a couple of places, including to interact with the Brain of Mensis, which I still have no idea how to drop down to. But the more important thing is that obviously the Healing Church was experimenting on children, and they became the choir, as well as some other things. Oh, there's one more werewolf. You'll see, I think, what happened to some of the children once we get down here. Actually, isn't there a switch that opens the door? Hold on. Oops. Okay. Fall damage is not an issue in this game, which is something I keep forgetting. I do have a shit ton of souls, though, to be honest. So it might be smarter to head back, but we're not here to do smart things. We're here to be reckless. So I'm going to continue on, at least until I figure out how to unlock this door. Oh, it does open with the orphanage key. So this is the orphanage itself, or the entrance to it. I knew there was a switch somewhere. It's just, this is what I was confusing it with. Yeah, I'll definitely head back. I'm not gonna, even with this boss coming up, I'm not gonna risk 50,000 souls. Even though, like I said, this boss is, to be honest, kind of pathetic. But you never know. You never know. So, wait, no. This is not where the lamp is. This is more like it. There we go. Let's head back. So yeah, obviously there was a split in the healing church. Some of them became, they left for Yargul, or they closed themselves off in Yargul and founded the School of Mensis and did those experiments. And the healing church, with the help of the choir, conducted its own experiments. And, could get, more HP never hurts, although, again, that sweet weapon attack, it's only 2 points, but still, you know what, we'll do it. And I think I'll pop a consumable. I still haven't gone farming for blood vials, which I really should. So obviously, I think there are 3 schools of thought on how humans can become great ones. Master Willem was about putting eyes inside your head. I think wait, is this? No, this is not it. The members of Yargul and the School of Mensis look towards the dreams, and the choir look towards the cosmos. Well, which one of them is right? Honestly, the game doesn't really explain or give an indication if one of the methods is really the true method to becoming a great one, or if it's something else entirely. I think by the state of all 3 places, it can be interpreted that none of their methods were actually correct. Because, I mean, look at this place, look at Yargul and what happened to the school. And look at what happened to... Well, actually, Bergenworth isn't actually that badly off, but basically, Master Willem is brain dead, essentially, when we meet him. I love the vista. That is, of course, the forest where we were. And this, I think, is the orphanage. So yeah, with these things around, I can only guess that some of the orphans the healing church took in became these creatures. You'll see by their names as well in a bit. On the bottom, yeah, these creatures are called celestial emissaries. This weapon is gonna demolish this boss. And just by the name, I can only guess that they thought that turning the children into these creatures can help them make contact with the Great Ones. I should buff up. Why am I not buffing up? Oh, he's already transformed? Shit. You kind of get the idea with this boss. It's the Royal Rat Authority / Deacons of the Deep / I don't know what it was in Dark Souls 1. The mob boss of Bloodborne. Wow, that damage. Wow, that was really easy. Holy shit, I just wasted that bolt paper. I think it might be weak to bolt, if I remember correctly. That was literally piss easy. I didn't even have to think about that. But yeah, I think, yeah, these guys were created by the church to make contact with the Great Ones. One specific Great One. So you can break this door, which I guess this is kind of a secret. Not a huge secret, I think everyone knows. And you're basically above Vicar Amelia's boss room. That's gonna frenzy me. But I don't really care because I'm going back to what you call it anyways. The hunters. Is that... I'm not sure if that down there is the really strong hunter for Eileen's quest. I'd rather not find out. So yeah, we just picked up the Call Beyond, which is a spell. Long ago, the Healing Church used phantasms to reach a lofty plane of darkness, but failed to make contact with the outer reaches of the cosmos. The rite failed to achieve its intended purpose, but instead created a small exploding star. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, there's one more. Just here to surprise you. Two more, actually. Forgot about the second one. I don't know why these things are taking so much damage from my weapon. Either this weapon is really powerful, or they're like weak to it. Although I don't think so, because I know that this weapon does more damage against beasts, because it's in that category. Who's the summoned noble? Damien of Mansis. This is the Altar of Despair. I honestly think that this is part of the labyrinth carved out by the Healing Church. So part of Thumeru, the place you can explore in the Chalice dungeons, one of the places. And basically, this is Ebrietas, who is basically, I think, an infant Great One that the church found in the catacombs. And she is basically the source of the Healing Church's blood. Here she is praying to this altar. Interestingly, there is a corpse of a spider like Rom here. And that's what she's... I don't know if she's praying or mourning or something. But yeah, she is an infant Great One. Not the prettiest. But the Healing Church found her. And again, all of the shit with the healing blood and the beast curse and everything stems from Ebrietas. And I think the Healing Church was basically trying to become Great Ones as well. I don't know, to get on Ebrietas' level or something. Who knows? Again, I'm not clear on 100% of the lore. It's just some of it is my kind of interpretation. It's just, I'm fascinated by the lore of this game. That's why I talk about it so much. So, yeah, there's Ebrietas. We'll fight her. Even though, you know, you can sort of feel bad for killing her because she really doesn't do much for against you. Okay, can't even level up. Wonderful. Let's use... I guess we'll use these. And finally, after a lot of wait, we can finally get going. Yeah, I'll get to 35, and I think I'll leave it at 35. That should be fine. We can finally get going into the Hunter's Nightmare, the DLC. Now, this is where the lore gets really crazy. I love the lore of this DLC, mainly because, kind of like Artorias of the Abyss, it's a little bit more self-contained, which I really like in that it has bearing for the main story as well, but it has its own narrative as well. So yeah, this is the Hunter's Nightmare, as we've partially seen. Essentially what it is a dream created by and for hunters who go crazy. So as we found out, some of the earlier hunters can get... They essentially go crazy because of the hunt. There's this bloodlust that affects them. And this is basically like a trap for them where they can carry on the hunt forever. Oh yeah? I think I have something similar to you there. Yeah, you know how to use the R2 attack. Oh wow, you're dealing a lot more damage with that than I am. How did that even hit me? So yeah, I gotta get used to this place because this is actually still difficult. This is a very difficult area, the entirety of the DLC. You should only come here basically at the stage where I am, basically end level. Old Hunter's Gloves. The time some hunters believe that certain metals would ward off beast blood. On a night of the hunt, it is no wonder that some resort to superstition. I'll stick with the set I have. I've used this set pretty much throughout the entire game. I'll stick with it unless... I don't think we'll find anything that special. So yeah, already picked up the most important thing, the beast cutter. So we'll just keep going. Okay, that's dead. Here we'll have some dogs. Yep. This is someone suggested it in the comments that the best way to deal with the dogs is to shoot them. And this might actually be true. Come on, don't fall off. That's the beast safe, which is essentially the saw spear of old hunters. There's like a corresponding weapon to all the main weapons in this DLC. And as you can see, that guy was using the old hunter bone kind of effect as well, which I think they say at the start, or they say somewhere that, you know, the old hunter's bone was more commonly used during the time of the first hunters. So yeah, this area is essentially kind of, you can think of it as like a sort of purgatory for hunters that have gone insane. But there are more things here, which we'll explore as we get further along. Shit, too late. Would have been good because I could have gotten my HP back, but whatever. The other thing is there are some pretty high level gemstones here, as you can see. We've been picking some of them up. So I'll be on the lookout for that. I think this might actually work with this set. Yeah, it does. You know what? We'll switch our helmet up. Why not? Oh, are these guys non-hostile? Well, sorry about killing you then. But yeah, as you can see, this is essentially... Oh, shit. This is essentially the Cathedral Ward, except a little bit twisted. Love the skybox. I don't really need to go down there. There's nothing else aside from the beast cutter that I needed there. Shit. Obvious trap is obvious, by the way. I think everyone's seen that coming. Why would there ever be like a giant boulder at the top of the stairs? Unless it's gonna fall. I like this thing. Watch. Yep, these guys get wrecked. And I'm gonna get wrecked too if I take on that enemy. I don't think I've ever managed to kill that enemy. But just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna try. Yeah, I hate its moveset. It basically swings around almost 360. So it's gonna blow up. Yep. Why do you have so much HP? This might be the first time I'll ever be able to kill this thing. Yeah. Huh. Well, maybe I'm stronger than when I first came here. I don't know. Not that it's gonna help coming here. At this point, there's nothing here that we can interact with. But still, we can get a little taste of what's to come by coming in here. So yeah, this is Vicar Amelia's room, except a little different. You might be wondering who that is. Well, just think of the skull that was here in the Healing Church. Yeah, this is Lawrence, the first vicar. Lore-wise, basically, Lawrence became a cleric beast, which, as you know, members of the Healing Church become the most hideous beasts. And basically, he was locked away in the Hunter's Nightmare as well. We got the eye pendant, which I think is a key. Yeah. An eye pendant which unlocks the surgery altar. There are 2 cathedrals in the Hunter's Dream. One lies past the River of Blood, and another contains the private research hall of the Healing Church. Only chosen members of the Healing Church or their lamentable patients can enter the research hall using this eye. Grant eyes to the surgery altar skull. So yeah, there are 2, like it said, 2 cathedrals, 2 versions of the Grand Cathedral here, but you know, this is a dream. So that kind of makes sense. Alright, well, it's more like a nightmare, but same thing. But the other question is, whose dream is it? Because as you know, all of the nightmares and dreams in this game are someone's. So I think, honestly, the Hunter's Dream is German's. The Nightmare of Mansis is, of course, Mikolash's, or Mikolash's and the School of Mansis's. The Nightmare Frontier, I honestly think might be... Shit, okay. Oh yeah, I remember this. They put another trap there. So these are basically like machine guns, traps you gotta avoid. The Nightmare Frontier is probably an interesting one. I think it might be... I don't know. It could be the amygdalas, to be honest. And this, well, we'll see later whose it might be. They never confirm. I just have a theory. But yeah, let's just move on. I at least hope to get to the second bonfire if I can. I'll say this right now. This is the second time I've played this DLC. So I'm definitely not as familiar with this as I am with the main game. So that weapon he's using is the boom hammer. While they're throwing timed Molotovs. That's one of the new items. Timed Molotov cocktail. There's also one you can throw backwards, I think. The boom hammer is pretty insane. These enemies are pretty insane. I'll just say that. As you can see, just by how much I'm failing the parries and the dodging as well, like, I'm just a lot less familiar with these enemies than I am with the ones in the main game. But you know, that's to be expected. We'll still be able to get around. In terms of, I think, normal enemies, this is probably the hardest section of the DLC. The rest of it, I think, the bosses are more difficult, but the areas itself get easier. Delayed Molotov, there it is. Honestly, I've never found a use for these. This or the rope Molotov, which you throw backwards. Don't want to go too far here, to be honest. Oh yeah, there is a trap here. Basically, they trigger this huge explosion. These are exploding barrels. Yep, there it is. That would have killed me if I hadn't destroyed the other ones, I think. Boom hammer. Not boom hower, but a boom hammer. I guess this is the Hunter Axe. You can kind of... Yeah, it shoots fire. It's a non-buffable weapon, which... Oh no, yeah, this is like the... Yeah. It's like the Tonitrus that you have to keep buffing it, you know. Honestly, I don't like the weapons where their movesets don't change when you transform them. Then the transforming movesets is one of the best parts of the game. Trick weapon used by the old hunters, crafted blah blah blah. Giant hammer equipped with a miniature furnace. When ignited and fired, it emits a volley of flame that explodes furiously upon impact. Crush the beasts and burn them. The brute simplicity of the boom hammer was favored by hunters with an acute distaste for beasts. Up there is a very powerful NPC. Basically a werewolf type NPC. There is a rune in this game, in this DLC actually, that allows you to finally transform into a werewolf if you have the beast claws. Only problem is, you need to kill that NPC. Okay, these are not stronger than the ones in Canehurst. Thought they would be, but I don't think they are. So that's good. Weird slowdown when he died. Did you see that? Alright, screw it. I'm getting to the lamp. But yeah, this is basically, we're back to the start of the game. This is sort of the bridge where you would fight the cleric beast. Everything in this Hunter's Dream is kind of like a miniaturized version of the actual real world, I think. I'm about to die because the lock-on... Well, actually, not the lock-on. I failed. Alright, come on. Wow, that deals a 445. Does this thing always deal this much damage? Not against everyone, though. I'm about to die again. Yeah, I knew he was gonna shoot me. Whatever. I will go Blood Vial farming off screen, I think. Just want to keep myself stocked. Yeah, this is the right way, I think. Might be a little bit of a shorter episode, but we'll just have to deal with that. Hey there, Simon.
You're a hunter with your sanity, aren't you? Must have taken a wrong turn then, eh? Well, we're more alike than you think. This is the hunter's nightmare, where hunters end up when drunk with blood.
So how are you here?
Aimless, wandering hunters slavering like beasts. This is what the poor fools have to look forward to. So, don't be brash. Turn back before it's too late. Unless you've something of an interest in nightmare.
Yes, I do.
Oh yes, I see. You sense a secret within the nightmare and cannot bear to leave it be.
That's why we're basically here.
If the spirit of Bergenworth lives on within you, such inquisitive hunters will relish the nightmare. But beware. Secrets are secrets for a reason, and some do not wish to see them uncovered.
We'll see those who do not want them uncovered.
The unseemly. Beware.
Yeah, so basically, my theory on this is that the Healing Church, we'll find out why hunters go drunk with blood, but it's the same thing that happened to Gascoigne, Henrik, and all the other ones. My theory is that the Healing Church essentially kind of used this nightmare for the blood-drunk hunters to prevent anyone from discovering their secrets. So the real reason for this nightmare is to hide the secrets, like the real secrets of the church. And I think they just draw these blood-drunk hunters in basically as a defense mechanism, I think. But again, some of this is just my speculation. We'll find out more as we move on. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this episode here. before we do, I'll buy some more bolt paper because don't want to run out. So yeah, I'll end it here, and I guess we'll pick it up in the next episode. Yeah, that actually matches very well, these two sets. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Bloodborne, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.